It comes to me at the end of the video that this is actually the third individual, the third doppelganger of the two girls they used in Dublin during this stabbing. Yeah, and this one is not Irish, and she is not Brazilian, and I should say half Irish, nor Brazilian. She is Hispanic from whatever the hell she is. So, 3 girls for one bloody stabbing that Irish police started to rehearse during MK Ultra brainwash in 2013. And that definitely puts Ireland in a spot of the terrorist state you don't want to visit. And if you ever visit one, make sure you break some nose. If you can't break the nose, then break your head if you go there. But don't allow them to put their filthy fingers on you. Murderous Irish scum. It becomes evident at the end of the video, but you're gonna see what I have to go through to get to this conclusion, how brainwashed I am in respect to this shit. This is less than animals. Animals are something. This is not even animals. This is the third girl, look-alike girl. The 2 other girls looked more or less like this. But this one also would look more or less like this because she's also of a mixed race like this. But 2 other girls, like a twin sisters, slight difference from her. Just watch the video, you will understand everything. Irish police? I don't think so. Scum. This girl is either from Honduras or Guatemala. I remember all this stuff. I'm gonna have to upload again the same thing. That's the way it is. And in between, if you ask me, I would even say that she is from the Guatemala. And the guy who talks and is right next to her, who also was involved in it, the guy whom she is talking with, she is talking to the guy here. I don't know where that video is right now. The two speak Spanish at the end of the video. That's how fucked up this is. He is from Nicaragua, I would say. I'm gonna demonstrate you one more time this this stuff here. So this is a major upgrade, major modification of the stuff they have done to me. But these are, I am just really shocked about how low does it get. I mean, it doesn't get lower than when you come to the Ireland. The Irish animals suggested during MK Ultra that to recognize my case is going to be the easiest way to get people from several different countries. I have the answer to that stuff. My life had to be wasted all the fucking way, with my father included, to age 53 like this, so that murderous Irish garbage would get the proof and, in a parenthesis, recognize my case. I will protest against the Irish violence for this matter. It's not going to go down, this stuff with me. This shit is not going down easily with me. I'm not taking this. I'm not taking this. That's not going to happen. This time, YouTube is going to suck. You're going to suck it up. You think you're not going to suck it up, but you will.
Así eres tú, porque trabajamos juntos, porque te conozco mucho tiempo, como que un año.
This girl, from what I recall, from the map, from what I recall, this one here, she must be from Guatemala, I would say, and the guy must be from Guatemala or Honduras, and I think it was the country in between. There was one country in between the two countries. Guatemala, and he must be from the Nicaragua, something like that. The guy would be from the Nicaragua in this case. You know, both of them are basically from this area here, from the Central America, and I'm really not that of a language expert. So this is the third girl, and the guy also was involved, whom they got on the picture to do filthy stuff like this. I was going to finish this, but I want you to see what YouTube is doing. Fuck this. Let's go back here. They demanded for me to make some kind of stuff that I will be doing some kind of a schooling, and this stuff is based on MK Ultra. I'm going to be doing any kind of schooling. From what I know from MK Ultra Brainwash is that they demanded from me to either do the schooling, and the one who was doing this shit to me was none other than FBI Director Kash Patel. Google Kash Patel inside of my blog, enter the words Kash Patel in the search, and you're going to see what you get about this garbage, whom I already have reported to the Federal Bureau of Investigation. He is a director of FBI who told me that if you will not take the schooling, if you will not take the school, we will close down your account. So you could say that, yes, YouTube is FBI and FBI is YouTube. And I'm a targeted person whom FBI is targeting literally through the Facebook and through the YouTube. They surveillance my channels, they surveillance my stuff I do. Hold on a moment. It might make things way, way, way easier for me. They're giving me in Slovenian language here the explanation that they overthrowed my complaint. Yeah, they overthrow. Yeah, you're gonna eat one. You're not gonna overthrow anything. You're not gonna be overthrown absolutely anything. There is nothing on that video that would suggest there would be wrong with the video. But it's interesting how quickly they turned down my video. That's what's interesting. That's truly interesting. They remove it, okay? What we're going to do is we're going to go here to the studio. I want you to see what they did to me now. No, I will not dismiss absolutely anything. You will be dismissed. You know when you're going to be dismissed at YouTube? You're going to write me a legal letter of apology for this stuff here. For this video, you're going to issue me a letter of apology. You're going to see if you will or not. Then you're going to be dismissed. So that I can put this stuff on the YouTube so that people can see it. You cannot do the police like this. You're not going to police people like this. Community guidelines strikes. Something went wrong. You will not be policing here like this. You got a wrong person. This is going to be the last MK Ultra case, I guarantee you that, because I'm going to create the military out of people. For every person will take a suicide when you're going to put the arms on him. During MK Ultra, you're going to see I'm going to get the truth out of you FBI, and see ya. You absolutely are terrorist organizations. You are terrorists. Alright, I was going to show you, it earlier demanded from me, actually, wait a minute, now. It could be right here. No. It demanded from me to take education. I want you to see what that looks like. Never gonna happen. Take a training. Look at this. we have reached a decision in your appeal. We reviewed the case of the real rehearsal of the Irish way stabbing 3-point repetition special gain and confirmed it's not allowed under our harmful and dangerous policy. We understand this might be frustrating, but we are committed to keeping YouTube a safe place for everyone. YouTube is not a safe place under any circumstances for absolutely anyone other than government employees that are familiarized with the government crime and consent to the government crime for their own sake, for their own profitability, for their own profits. My video will be placed on the internet. Look at this. Take an optional 7-question policy training to have your warning expire in 90 days. If you don't take the training, the warning will remain on your channel and the next violation could result in a strike. Learn about your resolution options, the so-called YouTube theme. I advise you to review this video per ASAP for your own sake, for your own ass, and that I get written with your letters from the YouTube headquarters apology letter for this. You know my address? KRKA1 Novo Mesto 8000 is my address, and you know the address. You can get the address. Apology letter from the YouTube, from the Google headquarters apology letter for removing this video. You're going to put this video back. You're going to see if you're going to put one back or not. I'm going to give you a strike. The next what's coming is basically, as you can see, what I had to go through because of these bastards also at YouTube that work together with FBI with goal to take victims of MK Ultra, in my case victim of MK Ultra for no less than 54 years, 4 years, and they don't back down, basically to take me down off the channel, to take my channel down. How far the YouTube goes together with FBI, with the CIA. This is what your new tomorrow looks like. The better world, the better tomorrow, the more free, the more advanced, the more brave tomorrow. Here, you're going to see what happened to me after I posted a 6-minute long video, which you can also see on a blog. There's nothing special to the YouTube video. They took the comment down within the seconds, and the first comment was identical to the comment that you have seen I have posted the first time. Enjoy watching that, and then watch me how I progress myself to realize there were 3 female individuals, in fact, they have used with gold to confuse, to screw in the head. Just as I described, exactly as I described. First one, mixed, Irish, whatever. Daughter of the police officer who got divorced. I believe he got divorced from her mom. That's what I think it was. And the second one, they replicated because the first one became involved in torture. Severe torture she became involved in. Claimed that I was not going to marry her. Like I'm in this world obligated to be drugged up and then like animal basically brought in front of the altar and marry whoever. Second one, whom they have used Irish police to say they're Irish, mixed marriage because they need mixed marriages so they can hide behind somebody. That's was something about the Irish they talked about, of their black ancestry, Irish black ancestry. Very, very black ancestry. They were always hiding behind other people, behind other ethnicities, their crime, their dilemma, their criminal dilemma. They were always hiding behind others. They involved Brazilian girl, whom they found from the catalog of the people involved in my case. The third girl here, just as I pointed out, she must be either from She must be either from Guatemala or Honduras, and the guy is from Nicaragua. It's as simple as this. Or Salvador, I don't know. I am not going to point this one out. It would take me a little bit of time to point that out. But both of them are from the area that you see right there in front of you. The two are from different countries. The two are from the different countries. Central America. I was always sure there was a country that separated the two. So it could be that she is from Guatemala, and it could be that he is from Nicaragua. That's all I got to say in respect to this video. Interesting? What's interesting? Interesting if you pay attention to this stuff here. For those that understand Portuguese, the accent, her accent, the way she talks even, sounds like Portuguese when you listen briefly. The way she talks is like a man, like, oh. This is usually what brasileiros talk like this. Como que fala português. I was in Miami, so I know Spanish and I know some Portuguese. And at first when I heard, I posed a comment here that she is actually even from Brazil, which matched the profile of the second girl they have used to confuse. And she's not. The second Brazilian girl that they have used, her husband, university degree, accounting, bookkeeping, economics, whatever it is, but I think it's economics or accounting. Actually, economic or bookkeeping. One of the two. Might have scored the either federal or the state job. And between the federal and the state job, I recall now, she liked me, that girl. She told me it was a state, not a federal job. He got his state job sometimes in 2010, 2012, I don't know. So 2012, maybe something like that. Guy, white guy, black hair, like Italian guy. Look like Italian guy to me from South, something like this. Tall guy, skinny guy. Well, it was skinny at least. That's what this is. So this is the third girl that used to come to Dublin. And the way they get this girl is basically, they find beautiful girls like this, they roll them over, basically screw them, and give them a little visa so they can waste themselves over there working as a maid for some rich Irish and so on and stuff like that. That's the way they do it. That's the Irish way. And prosper psychiatry in another country for none other than Vladimir Putin Putanovic, right? For the Serbs. And then tell us, you fucking Irish, tell us about how the British did you. Go and fucking tell the world about the potato famine, and etc., etc. Some other time. Good luck with that. The next, watch how they imposed the strike on my channel. And what it took actually for me to realize that this is actually the third girl Irish police have used during this terrorist act that you see right there. That's an act of terrorism. Eventually, I end up inside of the psychiatric hospital because of Irish scum. If you select take action, you can appeal. If you think that we have got it wrong, and you can also do optional training to remove the warning after 90 days. See, this is why I have so many problems with YouTube. I really do not understand what exactly they're saying. Because it's your first time, this is just a warning. You can still upload, post, and live stream. If this happens again, your channel will get a strike and you won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. This content can be viewed on YouTube. Here's what you can do. If you select take action, you can appeal. If you think that we have got it wrong, and you can also, where the fuck is the comma here? I mean, I really have a problem, but it seems like this is one sentence. And then the second one is, you can also do optional training to remove the warning after 90 days. Immediately appeal. Thanks for your input. We will send you an email when our review is done. Generally within 72 hours. To check the status, go to your dashboard and select the channel violations card. This here is what's going to play a little extra here. Seen girl is of a mixed race. I deem for the sitting girl is of mixed background. This girl was also involved in MK Ultra. Not only this guy. So this here, this is just really shocking to me that you would come up. That's amazing. Clearly, Americans are following what is known as psychiatry. Clearly, it's becoming more and more and more clear about who is what is. I should say, and British, and Irish, and Germans, etc., etc., etc. I like that. I really, really like that, because now we start to get to know each other. Now we start to get to know each other. And you must understand one thing. Now you're mine. Now you're in my area. Now you are on my territory. Now you entered the war zone. Now we are legally, officially at war. That's why I like it. It took me no less than 53 years what these people were about involved in MK Ultra. Today I have a hardcore proof about it. I love it. There is absolutely nothing to love about this. This girl here,
Well, well, well. Guess who was correct about the Gardaí stabber being not Irish?
This girl here that you see, she's supposedly of a mixed race. She's supposedly of a half Irish and half, I have no idea what. Irish. Wow. What I can tell about her is that she lives in the suburb of the city, whatever city that is. What I can tell is that she lives like in a townhome. Let me just see where is this located.
And being Pakistani born, yelling Allah.
This is a Dublin. Dublin Garda. I am going to give you immediately a response that you're going to have to be held liable for. This is not just in and out with me. You don't get in and you don't get out just like this here. You get in and you never get out anymore. So this is what we have here. Dublin Airport, Dublin Garda Station. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here. And I'm going to go to this area here somewhere where it says Clongriffin. I should be possibly even know where exactly the girl is located. Even that kind of stuff. I just need to know, I just need to see this street, if this is exactly what this is like a townhome, like something like this. But hers, from what I recall, it was exactly something like this. But the older one, I think this was like a new location or something like that. She did improve her life, I think. The coast. Let's go here toward the coast. Yeah, let me see if I can find something similar to that. Actually, let me see how these streets look like. This is all new here. Once she moved on her own, she would have a place like I demonstrated you earlier in Clongriffin, I think. This will be the area more or less where she is from, this girl. Her home. Oh, she was involved for a long time in this stuff. She used to have one of those older residences in Dublin. In this area it should be. It should be in Clongriffin somewhere. In that area it should be. Man, I'm gonna fucking stress your police on your shoulder. Talking to the YouTube. If you don't put that video back online, you're gonna have a police breathing behind your neck. And behind the police that staged that attack. You don't fuck with my channel. Even if you're a police officer, or you're a state prosecutor, attorney, White House individual, you don't fucking touch this channel. If you're CIA or FBI or whatever, whoever the fuck you are, you do not touch this channel. You fucking touch this channel, I find out who the fuck you are. You're gonna be left without the hair on your head, on your scalp. Not because I would pull you one out, but because of the worries you're gonna have. You're gonna waste your family, your fucking life, everything you have. It's not about your underwear. If you have something to say, send me a legal letter. Talk to me about it. Talking about the YouTube corporation. I should say Google. You put strikes on me, on my channel. I'm gonna inquire you. I'm gonna inquire about your answering, providing detailed explanation about who did it. You're gonna have to provide me a legal explanation for who did it, and I will take action against you. This is not about the freedom of speech. I don't give a three fuck about the freedom of speech. Freedom of speech is being greatly misused. I'm not sure, but somehow I have a feeling that her father was actually even a military man. Do you know that? And that means that she was involved in this case since she was a little girl. It was like in the edge of the town, I remember. I feel that I had a feeling that she was even with the father only, but no, I don't think she was with the father only. That she's of a single dad. I think she had it for the nursing or something like that. This was an old part of the Garda town. I might be, is this a military station, is it, or what is it? What is this here, anyways? Garda headquarters. Is this a military or what? If it's a military installation, and yeah, that's that, then she is a daughter of the military man, Irish military man. It actually says a National Police and Security Service. Or maybe it's more than that. I don't know, he was some kind of veteran, I know that. It could be he was a police officer, who the hell knows. That's an interesting stuff. She moved on her own is what I'm trying to say. When exactly did she move on her own? That's a good question. I think this yeah, this is a totally new issue now that opened up. Irish police was the most involved in it. I had more to do with the Irish police than As a child, they were enormously involved in it. This is stuff yet I would have to see. Is she a daughter of the ex-Irish police officer or a military man? Man, there was at least 200-300 police officers from this area here that you see involved in my case. From this area alone. I'm just trying to figure out this case. There is no a police station in Dublin or in Ireland that I would not be inside of. Not a single one. I don't think so. Well, I don't think I should say that. I did not look Ireland very well, but the police stations, that's already a place where I would be, whatever that would be, wherever they would take me. The police station was like the first thing maybe they would even do with me. I think they closed this one down here that you see right there, but I'm not sure. No, they did not. They lied about it. This is just a police station that I was the most familiarized with. This place, when I was, this is weird. This is strange. I think this guy was a military man, which I think that he even told me that it's not usual for this area for him to be a military man, because this is a police area, the police, where the police is. That is not supposed to be, but this is I know that something about this stuff is very unusual. Now, either he was a police officer or he was a military man, this guy. He, no, this is just this area here, Clongriffin. I don't know why, but Clongriffin, she did move on her own, I think. Sometimes in 2010, I think that she moved on her own. This girl. She's not such a young girl. She's not so damn young. I thought she's younger. But then on the other hand, these people play psychiatry, so I gotta be careful with what I say. I shouldn't say careful with what I say, but basically I have to be careful with, you know, I don't get myself on the wrong train, because it was so abounded of lies, and one of the most popular lies there was to mislead about the age. This was just the main thing. Oh, this would be like a street that I would say she is in, that she move on her own. And it would be like toward the end of the street, like that. Like this, something like that, toward like that. Just like this. What is this address here? 11 Myrtle or something. Like, it's the first time I'm doing it, Dublin. This is just for the YouTube to think about this kind of stuff. You will send me a legal letter and explain to me who submitted you the complaint. Before you impose strike on a channel like this, I'm going to make you think 10 times, not once. This is not the way to communicate with somebody. You started extermination procedure 53 years ago. This is not the way to communicate with somebody like this. Actually, I am going to say to you who this girl is. Hey, you guys really piss me off. Perfect. Just Google this. You know who this girl is? Gonna explain to me everything to you who this girl is. This girl is a daughter of a police investigator from Dublin. And this police investigator, he used to work at this location here. I do believe he used to work here at this location here. And he was extremely involved in it. And he moved to this part of the town, which is quite far away from where I demonstrated you the police station was. I didn't like that part of the town a bit. I had a problem with him moving to this part of the town because it was out of the city. He moved totally out of the city, you know, Clongriffin, whatever that is. That's like far away, man. How you calculate the distance? Uh-huh. Kind of a strange that that will be the case. I feel that they already smashed me. I believe that they already set me up with something else, with more lies. I'm suspicious about it. I think I'm tapping in the dark here. But that's the way it is. This girl established that I was a racist. She is half Irish and half something else, supposedly. And that I would not marry her, etc., etc. Then I had a good time through psychiatry beginning in 2012, and was pretty much promised I would be dead, killed, etc., etc., etc. So on this issue here, make no mistake, you guys are gonna have to follow up on this issue with a legal letter to me, explaining who filed the complaint against me. The complaint was filed against me minutes after I posted the video online. That's fucking shocking. The time of this video is gonna demonstrate you just minutes apart from when I uploaded the video to the internet. the complaint was filed against me. And this here, oh, hold on a moment. The ambulance sirens were really, really loud right now. I opened the window and they just silence, it just tuned down. That was 1727, and this is actually a long video, so you're gonna have to respond to this issue. Yes, this was the case of the stabbing. The stabbing took place in 2013. That's 10 plus years ago. There was rehearsals of the stabbing with the man that you see right there inside of our house, visited our house. He had me inside of the house where he is stationed inside. That's his family home from what I recall. The wounds and broken bones, etc., etc. There's no fucking difference. 20 years ago, 10 years ago, or today. If you rehearse injury from 10, 20, 30 years ago, whatever fucking years ago, who in this world with the fake medical files? And I told you about what police was doing. They negotiated with the criminals. If the criminals were really bad, they did not negotiate with them. Police even claimed me, American police even claimed me, that if it was their mistake, it was something bad they did, even if it was something bad, and if it was not their mistake, therefore they deemed that even it was my mistake, they negotiated with them, including the court, the justice. So that means they don't run in America, in Ireland. They don't only run 2 cameras at the same time. Timestamp camera and the camera without a date, which can be used to modify the date. They also run parallel law to the lies. So you have a case and you have a rehearsal of the case. That's what we have through United States of America, and is as evident through this guy also in Ireland. You're gonna fucking respond to me this stuff. To this issue. In other words, you're gonna have to prove this. If any one of you has doubts about me, about who I am, I am a no-nonsense loser like yourself. That's for one thing. If I use here example Bill Gates, just to access this page here, and these are just some proofs I listed. Many of them I did not even bother to list on the blog. You will realize that this is a proven case, not case in question. I'm a no-nonsense guy. This is who I am. That's going to be a tough one for you to respond to when you find yourself in front of me at the court. As a matter of fact, when your judge finds itself in front of me at the court. This is just an update here stuff that you see here, that I'm going to use as an update. These are two different persons. One was from Brazil, another one is from Ireland. The pathetic Irish police. Here is when I updated, when I have written this. So just keep in mind that this is written all the same day, done all the same day, published all the same day. So that's where I have the update. This is the update. And yeah, I have to glue this right at the back of the video. It doesn't get more disgusting than this. So they blended based on profile of the people. And it was not only about the profile of the people, facial characteristics of the people, that they would intermix, but also they were using the cars to switch and so on, all kinds of stuff. It's much more I have to put on the internet to confuse about the identity of certain people, to bail them out, to bail themselves out, to push psychiatry forward. Irish police, you're better off somewhere in Africa than in Ireland. That I guarantee you, whoever you are. I do not recommend Ireland in absolutely any way. I think it's the most corrupt country in the Europe. Thumbs down for this one here. Brazilian girl. Yeah, it is a little bit trouble for me, this one here. Now let me see that stuff again. Damn. Because that's so funny, that's Rio de Janeiro is down there. That's Porto Alegre. Sao Paulo is right here, and Rio de Janeiro is right there. That's when it get really risky for me. I never understood really the map from Brazil. Actually I did, but I always thought that the Rio de Janeiro is much up higher. Difficult call, this one here. Difficult call. Very, very difficult call. No, I'm not gonna go and try this one. I'm not gonna even try this one here. Nobody knows about the cities like Recife, Salvador, and so on. Natal. Nobody knows about that. Fortaleza, nobody. Fortaleza, I was sure it's part of the Sao Paulo. So. I have my geography when it comes to Brazil was not good. Really needed to update. what I would say where she's from. That is stupid to say. I was thinking that she's from Rio de Janeiro, but in my head, Rio de Janeiro was located where the Salvador is, where Natal is, and so that's a fuck up. That's catastrophical. That's not gonna do me any favor. Yeah. One thing I already know. It's not necessary that's a federal government. Might not necessarily be the federal government which she's from. I mean her husband, because Rio de Janeiro is here. So I would say that she could be from the Salvador or Natal. So that's Paraiba. Salvador, Recife. Let me just make sure about this. That's, damn it, man, that's not easy. Yeah. Salvador, Recife. That's the way we're gonna do that. That's that. And it just closed me down. All right, I did click something, I guess. Salvador, I would say. Salvador. I remember big apartments. I don't want to get from Ireland into Brazil right now. This is a fucking jumbos, and I don't want to get myself into this stuff. That's fucking crazy, man. I'm not getting into this stuff. This is just to update. In my opinion, Salvador is more likely. More likely Salvador than Recife. This is just a really beautiful girl. This Brazilian girl, absolutely beautiful. But moving into the country like Brazil is basically means to move to the Vladimir Putin, because Brazil is extremely shitty state. Brazil is just a country that is part of the Russia, part of the China and Russia. Whether that be China or whether that be Russia, I should say Brazil, or even Mexico. Russia is an owner over there. Russians behave like owners, and they get absolutely whatever the fuck they ask. That's one problem with it. The second problem with these people is I didn't have anything in my life, really. I was basically exposed out of the United States. I have $40-something thousand in cash, car, and basically a ruined life leaving behind. So here I can also go and I can fix this issue and just do like 2008. You know, between 2006 2008. Like this. And so when you move to the country like this, somebody who vehemently supported the United States of America, somebody who vehemently supported Canada, Britain, France, Scandinavia, Germany, and you come to the place like this, you're fucking less than nobody, if you understand me what the fuck I'm saying. I was already treated like a dog in Slovenia. Now you would want to move to Brazil to recognize a total defeat from the Vladimir Putin, from the Russians, from the Slovenian Ljubljana, from the Serbs, basically. Just so that you could get, like, directly, just like you would get yourself directly into the pit of your enemies. That's something you don't want to do. The beautiful girl is really beautiful. There was a girl in the US like this I was trying to get. No success. But it wasn't worth it. It's impossible. It didn't pay me off. When you're somebody like myself, when you are someone like myself, and that's no fucking way in million lives that you could reach the level like this. When you are far above royals, any royals in this world, when you accomplish things, you don't want to move into whatever place of your enemy so that your enemy can insult you on a daily basis that you're nobody and nothing, that you're shit dunk. That's not what you want to do. That's not what anybody wants to do that. You know what I mean? This is why I wasn't interested in that girl. This is why I wasn't interested in many of these relations. If the female approach to the Russians and stuff like this and that, you know, it was just, I was completely under mental control, under the violence, that rage that Central Intelligence Agency, Federal Bureau Investigation continued to grant to the Russians, to the KGB, to the Slovenian UDBA, to the Slovenian OZNA, to the assassins, to the Josip Broz Tito assassins, basically. I had no way, not spiritually, I should say, mentally, nor financially, to withstand and approach absolutely anyone for absolutely anything that would give the slightest, I should say, any signal of weakness to the enemy. Now, for you people, this is impossible to understand, but, you know, for me, this shit started when I was 3 months of age. Less than 1 year of age I was. And I have not accomplished, despite everything, absolutely nothing in life. So I wasn't the one who's going to go and admit the defeat to the scum from London, humiliate myself in front of them, you know, just like this, just anything. No, sir. One thing I never allowed in my life, that's basically to be worth less than what I can earn with my own hands. And when it comes less, when I can earn with my own hands, most of my life I worked for minimum wage, and even for free, for the less than for free. So fuck no. Just simple as this. The girl, beautiful, everything, but you know, sorry about that. Yeah, this will be, I would say this will be the place. They don't own one apartment only. They have a house, maybe even 2 houses, and then they also purchased the apartment, something like this. Very, very wealthy, this girl, alright? They probably have more by now. Simple as that. I know that, I think this is it, because I see here like a river, and again, I was in every major city in the Brazil, and even small cities and even villages, numerous. So I hope that this is the one. That's all I gotta say. I ain't got nothing else to say about this. Well, yeah, how the hell not? We can take a date and time. I changed from the federal because it's not in the Rio de Janeiro and it's not in the Sao Paulo. When it all started, all this stuff, the main cities of Brazil was Paraná, Rio de Janeiro, Sao Paulo. I'm coming from a long time ago. I watched basically these cities that you have seen appearing on the map. Nobody knew about this city. This Recife and all these cities are giant cities. But the truth is that nobody knew about any of these cities. But those are million cities already, giant. Brazil is growing extremely fast. Maybe Iran should learn from Brazil. Instead of investing money into the nuclear bombs, they should probably do the same like Brazil does, is investing instead into the science, into technology development. Because if you have country technologically developed, strong economically, the nuclear bombs, you can buy them if you need them. You don't need to fuck yourself with international conventions, I should say, blockades, being isolated from the world, basically, for the pigeon shit, really, instead of developing the stuff that makes world ask you, basically bag you if that's what you need so that you can get. You know what I mean? The two different stories, one Brazil, another one Iran. That's what I was trying to change about Iran, to copy instead Brazil, to copy instead the country that became first economically strong. Like, not even the China had nuclear bombs. China only had few nuclear bombs. Did you pay attention to this shit? They didn't have much of the nuclear bombs at all. They invested everything into work, into technology. Then, when it became all that part of normal, then they started to develop, you know, upgrade the nuclear arms, etc., basically systematically synchronized with the country's development and so on. When that stuff was not taking any kind of toll on them, because if you don't have the capacity, the world takes advantage of you. The Irish girl, I was talking about, the daughter of the police officer, most likely. I think he was a police officer. Either was a police officer or a military man. There was also sailors that were involved, the sailors also, but this was a police officer. I know this police officer, the father of doppelganger of this girl. It looked exactly like the way you see it right there. Totally. Put the Garda. Ah, fuck that. Before this is gonna... dude. Okay. It is. It pulled it off. This here, this stuff here. This stuff here, this guy used to work at this location here, at this place here. He used to work at this main station, this main police station. But then he was transferred to whatever. And eventually, this was a police officer. He was a police officer for sure. He was even transferred, I understand, to even further, maybe, I don't know, Blanchard's town, whatever the hell, Cobra Garda station. He was transferred more toward west. I don't know, further away even. He told me about that stuff. And he would go and visit his daughter to this area here. Shit, that might not even be... Might have been his daughter, but that might have been completely from even separated marriage girl. It might have been a daughter who was just with a single mother. Not from the single father, but from the single mother. This bastard, I think he divorced mom, talking about this police officer, and he lived in another part of the city. And all he would do is he would go visit her, I think. And so this girl, I think, and I'm not sure, I shouldn't say that. This is where you had a old part of the city I was talking about. Might have been that they took down the housing or something like that. I don't know. There was a older part of the city also somewhere here. Or shit, it could be, maybe it's here. I honestly would have to go and see this stuff. I shouldn't be even doing this shit. This is wasting my life. This is basically destroying myself. It makes no fucking sense. The point here is, this is a doppelganger. The two girls are like twin sisters. This is the point, because she was of a mixed race, the Irish girl. He impregnated some lady, I don't know from where. And it was this girl that was born, and the two were identical. And so this Irish murderous scum, talking about these bastards, this police garbage Irish, they had a catalog of the people. And what they did is they facially profiled and matched exact other person in another part of the world who also was involved in this. And that was a girl from Brazil. And then what they did is they organized this kind of stuff through what was enormous support for forced psychiatry in Slovenia by the Irish, mixed Irish girl. She did absolutely everything to get me destroyed. Horror. Before she went on her own, and supposedly she went on her own, my God, at just about same fucking time as the other girl in Brazil. That's what's interesting to me. She went on her own, based on her account, sometimes in 2008. She became like supposedly independent. And as she was doing some kind of nursing. Like a class for the nursing, something like that she did. I don't know if she had an equivalent to high school. As to other girl, the Brazilian girl, that you have seen here in the video. That's the video I found later.
Así eres, porque trabajamos juntos, porque te conozco mucho tiempo, como que un año. Porque trabajamos juntos, porque te conozco mucho tiempo, como que un año.
You know what it is? There is another problem with this shit. This is another thing I have to say to you. This girl is not even Brazilian girl. The girl is not even Brazilian girl, because I understand Portuguese and Spanish, and she's saying that she doesn't even have a year somewhere whatever the fuck she's doing. And the guy is saying, look, 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 he's got a knife, he's saying in Spanish language. So, you know what? This is a fucking Ireland. Ireland, that's a Joe Biden. So, it's understandable, but I would not go and waste more time on this. This is just a fucky Ireland, and that's all there is to it. Let's just close this story. It's understandable. I'm just sorry I got a strike because of the Irish scum. Ah, this is really scum. I don't have anything else I would say to this. This girl is Spanish. She's Hispanic. This is not even Brazilian. So this is obviously the third girl from whoever the fuck knows what the fuck this is. And so how can you go and identify the people like this? So this, you put one mask over another mask and another mask and another mask and another mask. Like, is there like more fucking insane than Ireland? Hey, you fucking Irish terrorist garbage. Yeah, folks, learn from the Ireland. They have a problem with the immigrants, motherfuckers. I feel sorry for the immigrants, truly do. It comes to me at the end of the video that this is actually the third individual, the third doppelganger of the two girls they used in Dublin during this stabbing. Yeah, and this one is not Irish, and she is not Brazilian, and I should say half Irish, nor Brazilian. She is Hispanic from whatever the hell she is. So, 3 girls for one bloody stabbing that Irish police started to rehearse during MK Ultra brainwash in 2013. And that definitely puts Ireland in a spot of the terrorist state. State you don't want to visit. And if you ever visit one, make sure you break some nose. If you can't break the nose, then break your head if you go there. But don't allow them to put their filthy fingers on you. Murderous Irish scum. It becomes evident at the end of the video. But you're going to see what I have to go through to get to this conclusion. How brainwashed I am in respect to this shit. This is less than animals. Animals are something. This is not even animals. This is the third girl. The third girl, look-alike girl. The 2 other girls looked more or less like this. But this one also would look more or less like this because she's also of a mixed race like this. But 2 other girls, like a twin sisters, slight difference from her. Just watch the video, you will understand everything. Irish police? I don't think so. Scum.